Namaste, I'm Aubrey. I'll be guiding you through your practice today. This is Jamie, he'll be my body demo. So if you need to refer to a body as we move through practice, go ahead and take a look at him. We'll begin class today in a comfortable seat, either on your yoga mat or in any space that you are practicing in. A yoga mat is not necessary. You can grab a yoga block or a water bottle if you have one handy. If you don't, that's fine. So again, come to a seat anywhere in your space. You can prop yourself up with a pillow or a blanket. And just take a moment to close the eyes. And observe the natural rhythm of your breath. And scan your body to observe any areas of tension, either from stress, soreness, or fatigue. Today in class, we'll be focusing on the spine and also focusing on the heart, connecting to courage and vulnerability, and so if there's an intention that you'd like to work with through your practice, maybe it's a word, a phrase, or an image that connects you to feeling courageous, go ahead and bring that into your mind's eye now. And then slowly through your nose, take a big inhale breath into your belly, up into your chest. Sigh it out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold. Send the breath up through the top of your head, holding at the top. Through the mouth, exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. Soften where you can. Observe the mind. The breath is coming. Ease any tension. Through the nose, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Final breath hold at the top. Send the air through the crown of your head. And through the mouth, exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Observe the difference between the breath at the top and the breath hold at the bottom. Soften where you can. Through the nose, inhale and exhale. Continue your own rhythm of breath. Begin to establish some cadence that feels achievable for you. 3 to 4 counts in, 4 to 5 counts out. Beautiful. And as you feel ready, begin to soften your eyes open. Take a moment to become aware of your body and your space. Come to a quadruped position, all fours. Stack your shoulders above your wrists, stack your hips above your knees. You can tuck your toes here, and then walk down onto your forearms, interlace all 10 fingers, place the top of your head into your palms like a hammock. Apply little to no pressure in through the top of your head. Focus on your upper back. Round your upper back. Lock your upper back into place. focusing on just moving the pelvis and lumbar spine without coupling movement through our upper spine. Continue to round your upper back. Slowly as you exhale, begin to lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling and extend your low back. Hold. Tuck your tailbone under. Now begin to flex your low back, rounding. Cow-cat just through the low back. Anterior tilt your pelvis, lift your tailbone up, extend lumbar spine. Posterior tuck, tuck your tailbone, begin to flex your low back. One more, anterior tilt, cow pose, lift tailbone up, arch low back. Cat pose, tuck tailbone, round low back. Come back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, walk back onto your palms, quadruped. From here, bring the tops of your feet down to your mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back to your heels. T-spine here. Walk your hands a little bit closer to your knees. Pull your chin back slightly. Now for extension, imagine dragging your hands towards your knees. So if I were to put something between wrist and knee, you're working to squeeze. For cat pose, you're thinking of sliding your hands forward and knees back behind you. This will help to not couple movement through your scapula. Take a full inhale. Exhale, drag wrist towards knees, keeping your low back rounded, start to extend. Pull your chest forward and up, start to lift your chin off your chest. Hold, inhale. Exhale, slide hands forward, knees back, pause. Low back stays still, start to just round mid back, upper back, and then chin to chest. One more, inhale. Exhale, drag wrist towards knees, extend, reach your chest forward and up. Pull your chin off your chest. Inhale. Exhale, slide wrist forward, knees back, round, mid back, upper back, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to center. So just accessing ourselves here. Just noticing, can we move our upper back without moving our low back? Showing us that we own the mobility in our upper spine. From here, now coming to a full quadruped position for a global cow-cat. Stack shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. If wrists are sensitive, you can walk your shoulders a bit back behind your wrist to decrease the load. If your wrists feel fine, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Now, same type of movement through the hands here. For cow pose, imagine dragging wrists towards knees. If I were to place this block in between Jamie's wrist and knees, for cow pose, he'd imagine squeezing the block. For a cat pose, he's imagined sliding away from the block without moving hands or knees. This will help to keep the movement in the spine rather than coupling movement in the scapula. So for global cow-cats, take a full inhale breath. Exhale, drag wrists towards knees, working one vertebra at a time. Chin stays where it's at. Start to lift tailbone. Arch low back, mid back, upper back. Start to pull your chest forward and up as you lift your chin. Gaze forward. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Slide hands forward. Knees back. Gaze stays forward. Start to tuck your tailbone. Round low back. Mid back. Upper back. Chin to chest. Hold. Inhale. Chin stays tucked. Exhale. Lift your tailbone. Arch your low back. Mid back, working one vertebra at a time until you reach your global cow pose. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slide hands forward, knees back, tuck tailbone, round low back, mid back, upper back, chin to chest. Last one, hold, inhale, starting from your head, tailbone stays tucked. As you exhale, squeeze wrist towards knees, lift chin, extend higher back, reach chest forward and up, arch mid back, begin to arch your low back, lift your tailbone, hold, inhale, exhale, slide hands forward, knees back, tailbone stays lifted, start from your head, tuck your chin, round your upper back, mid back, low back, tuck your tailbone, hold global cat pose, take a full inhale. As you exhale, can you round your entire spine a little more? Nice. One more inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, come back to neutral. And then exhale, start to walk all 10 fingers back to face your knee, just giving the wrist and forearms a little love here. Face all 10 fingers to face your knee. If this is extra sensitive, you can take this one at a time or sit your hips back to your heels to decrease the load a little bit. And then find some movement or stay still. You can shift side to side, rock forward and back. Just exploring how each of your wrist joints feel in different movements, in different loads. Staying with your breath, moving with your breath. Awesome, and then start to walk all 10 fingers, lifting your palms back towards the top of your mat. And then wrist flexion, bring the top of one hand down to your mat and then maybe the other. Again, if doing this both at the same time is too intense, just take it one at a time. And you can play with keeping the elbows straight. If they're not straight, they may straighten one day if you start to integrate this into your daily movement. Staying with your breath. Really nice. And then slowly, as you feel ready, you start to walk your palms back to the top of your mat, fingertips face forward. Untuck your toes, sit back to your heels for a moment. If this is not accessible for you, grab a pillow, use it to prop yourself up. Getting into some finger cars here, so especially for us climbers, spread all 10 fingers as wide as they go. Starting with your right hand first, begin to take 2 circles just through your right thumb, one direction, and then the other. Continue to spread your fingers wide, and now your pointer finger, 2 circles in one direction, and then the other. It's okay to laugh because this is challenging. And then your middle finger, and your ring finger. Notice it gets more challenging as we move toward your pinky. Continue to spread your fingers wide, relax your jaw and your shoulders, and then your pinky. Awesome, and then you can just drop your right hand down, and then with your left hand, 2 circles in one direction, starting with your thumb, and then your pointer finger, middle finger. Notice which hand is more challenging. Looks like it's a bit more challenging for Jamie here on the left hand, and then ring finger, pointer finger. Continue to spread your fingers wide, and of course, find some humor. Awesome, and then gently release. Come back to a quadruped position, all fours. Now working into closed chain scapula cars. So working on moving our scapula in a closed chain position, palms on the ground. From here, protract by pressing your palms down into your mat, round your upper back. And then retract, squeeze your shoulder blades, keep your head still, elbows straight. One more, protract, press down, round the upper back. Retract, squeeze shoulder blades, keep elbows straight, head still. Come back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back, left foot back, high plank position, and hold. If high plank position is uncomfortable for you, you can stay down on your knees for quadruped or meet us here in high plank. Now, imagine that there was a line of yoga blocks between your feet and your wrists. Squeeze those yoga blocks towards one another and immediately feel your transverse abdominals, your deep core muscles working. Same thing here, protract, press your palms down around your upper back. Retract, squeeze your shoulder blades, keep elbows straight. One more time, protract, reach back, and then retract, squeeze together. Protract, press into your palms around the upper back. Inhale. Exhale, eccentric push-up. Start to bend your elbows. As you bend your elbows, you will naturally retract the scapula. Start to lower all the way down onto your belly, controlling the movement, keeping your hips in line with your shoulders. Nice. At the bottom, untuck your toes. Bring your hands down by your side, palms face up, elbows straight. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Drive your toenails down into the mat. Lengthen your tailbone by finding a very slight reverse hollow body here. Now, as you inhale, start to pull your chest forward and up to lift into thoracic extension. Hands stay on the ground. As you lift your chest and forehead, keep your chin pulled back, gaze down, and exhale, lower. Reset. Press your toenails down, lengthen your tailbone. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up into extension without lifting your chin. Gaze stays down, neck long. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up. And exhale, lower. Awesome. Just bring your left ear to the mat. Just take a moment here. Big inhale breath. And exhale. Awesome. Bring your forehead back towards your mat. Bend your elbows to a cactus. Face your palms down to the ground. Keep your forehead down. Retract your scapula. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And then start to hover your hands, forearms up off the mat. Awesome. And then lower back down. One more time like that. Lift up. And lower. Lift up. Hold. Squeeze your elbows behind you, lowering your elbows towards your hips. And then glide, reaching your hands back to starting position. Two more like that. Squeeze elbows down and back. Glide, reach forward. One more time. Lower shoulder blades down, elbows down. And then exhale, reach back up. Hold and lower arms down. Really nice. Continue to drive through your toenails, lengthen your tailbone. If you're feeling sensitivity in your low back, it shows you that you're arching your low back. This is where the load is going. So continue to lengthen your tailbone down. Again, lift forearms, elbows, hands up off the mat. This time, begin to reach your hands forward, arms forward overhead, and then squeeze back. Hold. This time, pull your chest forward and up. Lift your forehead, lift your chest. Hold, drive through your toenails. Again, reach your arms, hands forward. Keep lifting through the chest and exhale, pull back. And lower back down. Last time here. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up. Lift forearms, hands, palms, forehead without lifting chin. This time, begin to straighten. Send your hands behind you to straighten your elbows. Hold, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Start to bend your elbows down towards the ground, 90 degrees, hovering your palms. Try to not touch your palms towards the ground. And then lower everything down. Nice. Keeping your wrists underneath your elbows to a 90-degree angle. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press to high plank or onto your knees, quadruped. Take a full inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your chin, round your back, lift your hips up, press your chest towards the front of your legs. Really nice. Just take a few moments here to observe the sensation through your shoulders. A lot of work in the back line of the body. So just notice the sensation in the back of your heart, your upper back. So often when we think of heart opening or courage, it comes from the front of the chest. So just become more aware of the backside of your body. So often our upper back can become this cage around our heart, which creates the shield from vulnerability. So as we work into our upper back throughout class, can you start to feel that empowerment through that shield start to open a bit more? Take a full inhale and exhale. Moving into rolling wave, we'll take this very slowly. Inhale, lift your heels and your hips. Hold. Exhale, start to tuck your tailbone, round your low back, upper back as you start to shift your shoulders forward over your wrist. Hold. This is option one. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Start to roll back to your downward facing dog. Lower your heels. Now, through the next 3 rounds, option to take that rolling wave to high plank for each of the rounds. If you'd like to progress with us, we'll be moving into rolling wave to floating upward facing dog. At any time, you can pause the video, give your shoulders the break they need, and then rejoin us when you're ready. Again, option to take rolling wave to high plank or progress with us to floating upward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels and your hips, working slowly as you exhale, tailbone to navel, navel to heart, shoulders over wrist. Hold. Option to press back to downward facing dog or start to lower your hips towards the ground. Chin stays tucked. Again, coming back to the scapula, elevate shoulders up, retract, squeeze back, depress, slide down, protract by pressing through your palms, lift your chin forward, gaze forward and up, floating upward facing dog. Knees and thighs are lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog, tuck your chin, rolling wave back. Drive through your core as you pull yourself up towards the ceiling, meet back in a downward facing dog. 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips. Exhale, rolling wave. Pelvis to navel, navel to heart, shoulders over wrist. Start to hover your hips down towards the ground. Elevate, squeeze up, retract, squeeze back, deep press, slide down, protract, press through your palms. Gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more, and then we'll give your wrists and shoulders a break if you haven't already paused. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips. Exhale, rolling wave forward. Start to lower your hips down towards the ground. As you inhale, move your scapula up, back, down, wide. Floating up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold downward facing dog. Inhale. Child's pose, exhale. Slowly start to come down. Bring the tops of your feet to the mat. Walk your big toes together. Draw your knees as wide as your mat or wider. And then start to walk your hands, your arms towards the top of your mat. Rest your forehead down. Just take a few moments here. If you need to, you can also bend your elbows, bring your hands in prayer behind your head if that feels like a nice opening for your shoulders. Take a few moments here to connect to your breath. Again, just noticing the sensation in the back of your heart, the sides of your heart, the front of your heart. So often when we experience difficult moments in life, there can be a natural reaction to close, to sort of guard or shield our heart. However, when we do this, it's impossible for happiness, for love, for joy to flow in. So I encourage you to just tune into your breath as you slowly become aware of the doorway back into the heart. The doorway that lets love in, playfulness, happiness, support, encouragement. And then as you feel ready, bring your hands back to the mat. Inhale, shift forward, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Just take a few moments here to connect to your breath. You can always shorten the length of your downward facing dog if this feels a bit too aggressive for your hamstrings or the back line of your body. You can bend both knees as much as you need to. You can also start to walk your hands towards the outside of your mat. Wherever you are, continue to spread your fingers as wide as they go and grip into your fingertips. Make sure your pointer fingers are pointed forward or slightly out to help this external rotation of your shoulder. And come back to that rhythm of breath. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips. Exhale, tiptoe forward to the top of your mat. You can bring feet, hips with distance apart or big toes touch, your choice. And then for a moment here, find what feels good for you. Maybe ragdoll pose, grab opposite elbows with your hands. If you've had a lot of screen time or you're feeling a lot of tension or stress in your shoulder girdle, option to interlace all 10 fingers at the base of your skull near your occipital muscles. Draw your elbows towards one another for a very gentle neck pull. In your forward fold, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. You can stay still or find some movement by bobbing up and down, swaying side to side. And wherever you're at, begin to rock yourself back to center. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, toe heel your feet, hips width distance apart or big toes to touch, your choice. Bend your knees so that your belly comes towards the top of your thighs. Tuck your chin. On an inhale, slowly begin to round your spine up one vertebra at a time, allowing each one of your vertebrae to articulate itself as you rise through flexion all the way to stand. When you reach the top, shrug your shoulders down your back. And just take a moment here. We've been inverted quite a bit, working into the back line of your body. So just take a moment, just notice how it feels to have your head above your heart. Awesome. Shine your palms forward. Inhale, reach out and up, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Drop your hands, inhale, reach out and up. Do that one more time. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, cactus your arms, face your palms forward. As you inhale, lean back, arch back. Hips will naturally go forward. Stay heavy in your heels. Exhale, rise forward, fold, hands through heart center. Melt down through your spine, through your hamstrings, through your heart. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or dangle your fingertips at the bottom. Flat spine, reach the crown of your head forward, heart forward. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Option to drop down to your knees if high plank is inaccessible. Inhale, tuck your chin. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, option to bring your big toes to touch or keep your feet hips width distance apart. Starting to build our momentum now by increasing the pace of the flow, flowing breath to movement. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Hold. Square your right hip down in line with your left. Activate through your back toes. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Hamstring curl, draw your right heel towards your glute. Lift your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge, option to tap your knee to your nose as you step through your hands. If your foot doesn't quite make it through your hands, pick it up, bring it forward with you. Take a soft bend in your back knee. Inhale, revolved archer. Pull your right fist to your right shoulder. Reach your left arm forward as you rise to stack your shoulders above your hips. Imagine you are holding a bow and arrow of peace that connects you to your courageous heart. Gaze forward towards your left hand, and then you determine how much you want to rotate your thoracic spine by pulling your right elbow back. Nice. Keep that bend in your back knee to lengthen your tailbone down. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two, release your bow and arrow. Circle your left arm behind you as you slide your right arm forward. Hold here and breathe. If I were to draw a line from your front heel, it would bisect either your back arch or your back heel. So find a bit more wider stance. Squeeze your outer right glute to draw your right knee towards your second and third toe. So outer right hip glute is working. Shoulders over wrists, but relax the shoulders. Find some ease through your jaw. Legs stay where they're at. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your left hand down your back leg. Reach your right arm up towards your ceiling. Hold. You can stay straight up or start to arch your right hand towards the back of your body to find a deeper side stretch. Continue to lengthen your tailbone down. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Start to reach as far forward through your upper spine as you can. Then tick-tock. Right hand down towards the ground. Reach your left arm towards the ceiling. Always option to take your right forearm and place it on the top of your right quad. If you have your block or your water bottle handy, again, you can place this underneath your right hand for some added support here. Start to lean your chest back, lifting up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Legs are working, back leg is strong, back foot is strong. Inhale, reverse triangle. Press through your right leg, reach your left hand down your back leg, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, straighten your right leg, big breath up. Exhale, low lunge, rebend your right knee. As you start to pivot, lift your back heel up, square your hips, plant your palms. Inhale, knee to nose. Draw your right knee to your nose, pick your right foot up, squeeze your right heel to your glute. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, reach your left leg towards the ceiling. Hold as you exhale, square your left hip down in line with your right. Activate your back toes. Hamstring curl, left heel towards your left glute. Lift your right heel high, inhale. Exhale, low lunge, maybe tapping knee to nose as you step forward. Bend your back knee without touching the ground. Inhale, revolved archer. Pull your left fist to your left shoulder. Reach your right arm forward as you rise to stack your shoulders above your hips. Hold. Lengthen your tailbone down. Again, you determine how much you want to rotate through your upper spine. Imagine holding your bow and arrow. What is your power? What connects you to your courageous spirit? Inhale. Exhale, warrior two, release your bow and arrow. Slice your right arm behind you as you slide your left elbow forward. Again, feeling strong and rooted through your legs. Feeling some sense of ease through your shoulders, your jaw. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm up towards the ceiling, right hand down your back leg. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach as far forward through your upper spine first, and then tick-tock. Left arm down, right arm up. Again, use a block or a water bottle underneath your left hand for added support, or bring your left forearm to rest on your left thigh. Inhale, reverse triangle. Drive through your front leg, straighten your left knee, reach your left arm towards the ceiling, right hand down your back leg or a half bind. Exhale, low lunge. Pick your back heel up as you start to square your hips forward. Inhale, knee to nose. Lift your left foot up, squeeze your left heel towards your glute. Exhale, downward facing dog. Down dog, inhale. And exhale. Now we flow breath to movement. Again, you can always pause as needed. Let's first take a round of rolling wave. Inhale, heels high, hips high. Exhale, rolling wave forward to high plank. Option to press back to downward facing dog or floating up dog. Drop your hips down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, revolved archer. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Big breath up. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, low lunge. Pick your back heel up to help square your hips. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, revolved archer. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Front knee stays bent. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Big drive up through your top arm. Exhale, low lunge. Pick your back heel up to help square your hips. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high, hips high. Exhale, rolling wave forward through your upward facing dog or press back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet in your downward facing dog as you exhale. One more time through. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, revolved archer, strong, powerful, warrior-like. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay with your breath. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Big breath up, straighten your front leg. Exhale, low lunge. Moving with the breath. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, revolved archer, fierce, powerful. Exhale, warrior two, warrior-like through your body. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, connecting to your power. Inhale, reverse triangle, big breath up through your heart. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, heels high, hips high. Exhale, rolling wave through your upward facing dog. Breathe in for upward facing dog, shining through your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips to your heels. Inhale to prepare. If you have a handstand option, you use that here. Exhale, step, hop, float, handstand all the way through to a seat top of the mat. Awesome. And slowly begin to find your boat pose. So getting into a little bit of core here. First things for boat pose, bring your toes down to the ground and then move any fleshy goodness that we all have underneath. Get onto your sits bones. You can keep your hands down at your sides. You can reach your hands behind you or bring them to behind your thighs. From here, option to play with lifting your feet up off the mat. And then bring your hands to any position that you'd like. Again, behind you, behind your thighs, reaching forward, or up overhead. You can start to play with straightening your legs. Wherever you're at, keep your spine lengthening, heart lifting up, avoid rounding through your spine. Take a full inhale. Exhale, slowly begin to lower to low boat for 4. Hands can come behind you for support. 3, 2, Jamie's shaking, he's working. Hold here, hover for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift back up to boat, grab behind your thighs, reset, shake it out, laugh it out. We're crushing it right here. Take a full inhale. And then as you exhale, find your boat pose. Maybe taking it a layer higher or maybe a layer underneath, your choice. Full inhale, lift through your chest. Exhale, slowly lower for 4, 3, 2, hover and hold low boat for 4. Working hard here. 3, 2, we've got one more. Inhale, big lift back up to high boat. Grab behind your thighs, reset. We're almost there. Big inhale, open mouth, exhale. Nice. Bring your hands to another position that you'd like here, maybe the same as before, or maybe you need to bring your hands behind you for added support. Inhale, final descent. Exhale, slowly lower for 4, 3, 2, hover low boat. You got it for 4. Stay strong for 3, 2.5, 2. On your back on 1. Full body stretch, arms overhead, point your toes, big inhale. Let out a funky sound, exhale. Nice. All right, bend your knees to your chest, give them a nice tight squeeze, rock side to side. If you have any animals in the house, they love that series for the funky noises and you're laughing, so they maybe come in to give you some smooches. All right, reverse tabletop. Stack your knees above your hips, dorsiflex your ankles, draw your toes towards your knees. Take your palms to the top of your thighs, hold here. Now start to drive your knees towards your chest, but then push your palms into the tops of your quads. Knees towards your chest, palms pushing forward, automatically probably shaking here. Hold for 8, 7, breathe, yogi breathe. 6, Jamie's shaking, he's working. 5, drive knees to chest for 4, 3, 2, and 1, release. Feet to the mat or knees to chest. If feet are down, you can windshield wiper your knees side to side. Or you can hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side on your low back. Feeling a lot of fire in your core. Feel that heat rise to your heart. And then hug your knees into your chest. Moving into some playtime here. We'll demo crow pose Balkasana for you. However, if crow pose or an arm balance isn't in your practice, you can just rock and roll up to a seat, take a moment here, maybe grab some water, towel off some sweat, or just take a few rounds of breath. As you start to grab behind your thighs and begin to rock and roll forward and back, come to standing on the ball mounds of your feet, lifting your heels to a crouch position. Plant your palms down onto the mat, spread your fingers wide. Now, for crow pose, start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, pause. Bring your knees to the backs of your triceps. So knees are high and hips are high. Spine is rounding. Now, option 2, just play with shifting your weight forward, lifting one heel up at a time, lowering back down, maybe lifting the other heel up, lowering back down, maybe lifting both feet up off the mat. Elbows are bent, gaze is slightly forward to keep you from falling, squeezing everything to your midline, core is working, inner thighs are working. Hold for 3, 2, exhale, forward fold, bring your feet down to the mat, lift your hips up, relax your head and neck. Just take a moment here, take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Padangusthasana, draw your elbows wide as you pull your chest towards the top of your legs. 2 rounds of breath as you inhale, breathe into the back of your heart, up into your ribs. As you exhale, let the breath soften towards your low back, staying with your breath. And on your next exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Big toes touch. Leave a sliver of space between your heels. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Sit your hips back, bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up. Now, if you need to make this more accessible for you, you can always bring your hands to your heart and you can lift up a little bit, take less of a bend in your knees. If it feels okay, reach your arms forward and maybe up overhead. Full inhale. Exhale, airplane your arms, send your hands behind you, face your palms down, reach your chest forward. Option to stay here or float your heels up off the mat. Hold, maybe squat a little bit deeper towards your heels for 4, 3, 2. Exhale, release your heels down. Inhale, mountain pose, rise to stand, straighten your legs, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. Take just a soft bend in both knees and then find eagle wrap with your right arm underneath your left. So option 1, you can just cross your arms over your chest, just grabbing for opposite shoulders, or start to find a half or full bind here by drawing your palms towards one another. A full bind would be both palms touching. Lift your elbows a little higher to your midline. Awesome. Now from here, start to lift your right leg up and over your left. Option 1, kickstand your right big toe to the ground. Now notice, as you find this bind, is your right hip pulling forward? Can you pull your right hip back in line with your left? Option. And then option to find a half or full bind. Bring the top of your right foot behind your calf. Awesome. Wherever you're at, see if you can lift your elbows up in line with your shoulders and find a bit more length through your spine. Squeeze everything to your midline. Find one unmoving focal point to stare at. Allow that concentration to create balance. Breathe, yogi, breathe. Take a full inhale. Option is stay here, or as you exhale, start to draw your elbows down towards the top of your leg, rounding your upper spine. Inhale, rise back up, hold. One more time, exhale, round elbows to thighs. Inhale, rise back up. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, one leg Tadasana. Arms stay as they are. Start to unwrap your right leg. Bring your right knee up to hip height. And exhale, release right foot down, hands to your sides. Samastitihi, and shake it out. Let it go. Awesome. Other side here. Inhale, take a soft bend in your knees. Exhale, eagle on the left. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Again, option to take that hug around your shoulders or find a half or full bind with your hands. Find a slight protraction through your scapula, so a little bit of rounding in your upper back. And then as you feel ready, lift your left leg up and over. Again, option 1, kickstand your left big toe to the ground or start to wrap the top of your left foot behind your right calf. Lean your chest back slightly. Nice. And then find a little lift through the elbows. Stay with your breath. Squeeze everything to your midline. Breathe, yogi, breathe. Option to stay here, or as you inhale, find a little lift through your heart. Exhale, start to round, draw your elbows towards your knees. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. Inhale, rise. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, one leg Tadasana, unwrap your left leg, lift your left knee to hip height, hold. Exhale, release, left foot down, hands to your sides, shake it out. Awesome. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms out and up, big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, squeeze wrist towards toes. Exhale, eccentric push-up. Slowly begin to bend your elbows, lower all the way down onto your belly. Now hands stay where they're at. Untuck your toes, drive the tops of your feet down, lengthen your tailbone. Draw your shoulder blades behind you. Nice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Drive through your palms, start to straighten your elbows, lift your knees, lift your thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your chin, lift your hips, use your core to pull up and drive you back. Awesome. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips. Exhale, bend your knees, hips towards your heels. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, step, hop, float all the way through to a seat at the top of your mat. If you have a float through, go for it. All right, coming to a seat at the top of your mat. Just send your legs long in front of you for a moment, shake it out. Awesome. And then you can stay legs long or bend your knees. Place your feet onto the mat. Reach your arms forward wherever you are. Find length through your spine. Inhale. Stay for your exhale. Maintaining this length through your spine, imagine a string was pulling you up from the crown of your head, lifting through your chest. Really nice. So axial extension. Can you start to breathe up into your chest while maintaining this extension? Inhale, belly and chest. And exhale, soften. One more inhale, breathe up. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your low back. As you start to lower down onto the ground, can you continue to round your spine one vertebra at a time? Coming all the way down onto your back. Awesome. Bend your knees. If you do have a block, this is where it might be handy. If you don't have a block, grab a pillow or a big bulky blanket or nothing at all. It's totally fine. Keep your feet down onto the mat. Option to bring a block now and place it in between your thighs. Walk your heels a little bit towards your glute. They don't have to be directly underneath your knees. Bring your palms face down at your side body. Setting up for a bridge pose. Engage your glute. So squeeze this outer glute tissue. And then on an inhale, drive through your heels. Start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, bridge pose. By squeezing an object in between your thighs, you start to turn on your hamstring strength, turn on your glutes. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, lower. One more round, pause for a breath in. As you exhale, engage your glutes. Inhale, bridge pose, drive through your heels, start to lift your hips up. Stay for your exhale. Squeeze the block. Drag your heels towards your glutes isometrically. So imagine you were squeezing something between your feet and your glutes. And exhale, lower. Remove your block off to the side. Option to take one more round of bridge pose or a supported bridge. You can lift your hips up. Slide the block underneath your sacrum, your low back, the holy bone. It's the strongest bone in the human body. You can stay here with your knees bent. If you don't have a block, you can just play with bridge pose with no block. If wheel pose is in your practice, option to take yourself there to wheel pose. However, I won't be cueing that in class today. But again, if it's in your practice, pause and take it there. A few rounds of breath here, wherever you're at, either in another round of bridge pose or a supported bridge. Tuning into your breath. Noticing the space in the sides of your heart, the back of your heart, the front of your heart. And observe, is there more expansion or space than when you began practice? Just tuning into your rhythm of breath. And then wherever you're at, feel free to stay there as long as you'd like. If you'd like to move on with me, we'll meet in legs up the wall. If you are in supported bridge, you can start to bend your knees if you straighten them. And then as you feel ready, lift one leg up and then the other towards the ceiling for legs up the wall. If you are using a block underneath your sacrum for supported legs up the wall, make sure it's on the lowest block setting as this is more supportive for your back. And then from here, you can play with spreading your toes as wide as they go, maybe pointing toes up towards the ceiling, drawing toes down to your face, maybe even taking an ankle car here, making circles through your ankles. We don't usually have our legs up above our heart. And so when we do this, we allow all that blood to come to the heart, recirculate, and then fresh blood begins to flood through the lower body. So this really is just a nice way to relax, also relieve a lot of mental stress. You can stay here as long as you'd like. When you are ready, bend your knees, place your feet down onto the mat. Bring your palms at your sides, lift your hips up if you have a block underneath, and then slide the block out from underneath. Hug your knees into your chest, give them a nice tight squeeze. Option to rock side to side a little bit. Last two poses of class, moving into a twist. Send your left leg long onto your mat, hug your right knee into your chest. Exhale, supine twist. Pick your butt up, roll onto your left hip as you cross your right knee over your left side body. You can take a pillow, a blanket, or a block, place it underneath your right knee. You can draw your arms out wide to a T or to cactus, or even reach your right arm up overhead if you'd like a deeper stretch. You can also bend your left knee if this feels more supportive for you. With every inhale, feel that breath come up into the heart. And as you exhale, let that breath pull down towards your low back. Couple more rounds in, out, in, and out. With every exhale, taking a longer exhalation out of the mouth. Inhale, draw your right leg back through center. And then exhale, send your right leg long, switch sides, hug your left knee into your chest. Exhale, supine twist. Cross your left knee over your right side body as you lift your hips to roll on to your right hip. And again, you can use a block or a pillow, a blanket underneath your left knee as needed. You can bring your arms to a T, to a cactus, or reach your left arm overhead. Again, focus on taking longer exhalations through your mouth. Allowing your body to relax, release, and let go as you become more aware of your body in the space that you're practicing in. And again, you can stay here as long as you'd like, taking as much time in your twist. When you feel ready, inhale, draw your left leg back through center. Hug both knees into your chest. Give them a nice tight squeeze. You can rock side to side on your sacrum. And maybe even bring your forehead to your knees, hug your shins, curl yourself into a tiny ball. Maybe even smooch your knees. Thank you, knees, you do so much. Maybe whisper one thing of gratitude about yourself, about your practice, just whispering it into the heart. And then exhale, release. Let everything go for our final resting posture. Take up space, let your legs be wide, hands and arms down at your side. Of course, if you'd like to make your way into legs up the wall, you could slide your hips to the wall, send your legs straight up. If you'd like to rock up and take a seated meditation, by all means, do that. Wherever you're at, just shimmy and shake. Get any last minute wiggles out of the way. Open and close your jaw. Move your tongue around. Make a funny face. And then on an inhale, breathe into your belly. Breathe into your chest. Hold, ball up your fists, scrunch up your face, engage, flex your whole body. Maybe everything lifts. Hold. Can you take another sip of air in? Hold. And exhale, release, and fully let go. Begin to relax each part of your body. Notice where any tension may be lingering. And allow it to soften. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. From time to time, we all face difficult moments that make us want to shelter our hearts. It is often a natural reaction when hurt or afraid to want to shield ourselves and put a protection or put up a wall around our heart, often to keep pain from entering in. However, a shut down heart makes it impossible to allow happiness, freedom, and those who love us in. When we can find the courage to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open our hearts, both mentally and emotionally, we create space for our growth, forgiveness, change, and most of all, we open the door to let love in again. As you relax your body and allow it to rest, just observe and witness the expansive space, sensation around your physical heart. I encourage you to stay here as long as you can. And as you feel ready to be guided out, before moving, take a deep inhale through your nose, breathe into your belly as it rises towards the ceiling. And exhale, let it drop to your spine. Again, inhale belly, now up into your heart, into your chest, and let it go. Start to move your fingertips and your toes, wrists and ankles. Option for a full body stretch, reach your arms overhead, point your toes. And then exhale, bend one knee and then the other, place your feet down onto the mat. Roll to your right or left side body, fetal position. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. And as you feel ready, take your top palm, press it into the earth as you slowly begin to rise up to a seat. Anywhere on your mat, face any direction that you wish with your eyes closed. Sit tall. Lean into your back body. Elevate through your heart. Take a moment to observe the residue of your practice. Notice any lingering tension and let it go. Take a full inhale into your nose, breathe into your belly, up into your chest. Open mouth, exhale to release. One more like that, inhale belly, up into your chest. Exhale, release. Take your right hand, place it over your heart. May we continue to connect to our own courage, our willingness to be vulnerable, as we continue to return to this practice again and again, accepting ourselves as we are each and every day. Bring both hands to touch in front of your heart. Draw your forehead to your fingertips. We bow inward. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us.